This is a knot passing pulley.
Also known as a Kootenay pulley or Kootenay carriage. It was originally developed in British Columbia in the Kootenay area.
This is Tom Penley. He knows a thing or two about rescue stuff. We had invited him to help us test these, but these were requested by Tom Guillaume from Specialist Training Consultants Limited out in the UK. And I have always wondered how strong they actually are. What are people typically using these for?
Probably the most common use you see, carriages for multi-track highlines. You can put multiple ropes in there and not worry about it getting fouled up.
What's a high directional? Can you show us?
This is a high directional. If the rope was down low going over the edge, that would be a low directional.
So then I can pull him up the cliff, up higher than the actual edge itself.
And that just makes our life easier having the rope high.
What are your thoughts on using this pulley for a high directional?
It's a cool pulley, and you could. It's just a heavy piece of kit, and standard pulleys work great for high directionals. It's just a little bit overkill.
Well, that's not going to stop us from breaking it.
We've set up a 2-rope system, and if we come over here, we have 2 descent control devices. In this case, MPDs, 2 main lines, and they're coming up through a high directional. We've got this rig just like the photo with 2 carabiners, 2 anchor points here. We have a backup and our 2 main lines in the knot passing pulley. Prediction, these 2 descenders, we slow pull to failure, they're pretty consistently gonna slip about 9 kilonewtons each. 18 on this half of the system. It's actually pretty close.
Does that mean it's gonna be 18 plus 18?
18 plus 18, so up here,
It says 19 and 19. Does it break here at 39 kN, or is it gonna break something in the pulley itself? You do not get to be a YouTube engineer and say, oh, I knew it's gonna happen. You gotta put your comment before you watch what's gonna happen for it to count.
Let's see what happens.
Stop. Back it off. Our handle here was getting pulled by this piece of HMPE.
Oh.
So that would have been a weird variable.
Wow, that is a flat rope. That turned it into 1/2-inch webbing. Let's just make sure everybody's on the same page here. 39, 1919. It was slipping at 29.
The clutch is gonna perform in a very similar way.
And so 30 is 15. It's slipping at 15, so 7 each is what this is slipping at.
There's some variables in here. It's like
the old rope that we have.
The age of the rope, the manufacturer of the rope.
The fact these MPDs are so crappy, and that's why they were given to me. So should we pull again?
Yeah.
$31 was the peak up here, and then it was back to 29. Unless you're gonna stand there and hold it or tie a knot off, that's what happens. Are those mushroomed? You can tell a carabiner was in it. Is it supposed to have that gap? That's bigger than what you have there, Bobby. Is the bend less bendy?
Yeah.
Where they break the metal. They break the metal in different ways than we break the metal. Metal jokes.
The axle feels very similar on the new one and the tested one. I'm surprised it went that high without any catastrophic failure.
This is probably going to break, I'm guessing maybe up toward 50.
We were requested to do this test with 11mm rope, but those MPDs were only compatible with 13mm rope. We're going to switch the rope out before we tie knots where the MPDs were. But I wish there was a way to get these out of here without having to unclip everything. Wow. Holy shit.
Something came all the way over here.
Holy shit. Wow, you called it. It was higher than what they rate. Wow. Wow. We blew the freaking guts out of this thing. I'm standing right here. Oh, look.
This is the
backup works.
This is the ball bearing.
We'll be finding these ball bearings for months.
Is it hot?
It's got a pretty big dent right there.
How'd the slow-mo turn out? Yes! Look at that.
Whoa.
That thing came over here.
Yeah.
And then what did it hit?
It was
Or
like a shotgun blast.
People are so disappointed when they come over to break stuff because we don't get to just stand here and watch this, right? Like the cameras are always getting the best shot.
Do we want to just test this as a rigging plate?
We're gonna pull the single hole, so I turned this around. And that's the bottom, that's the pulley, that's the top. Whoa. We got 64K in. So you could feel it in your chest. You don't seem that surprised.
There's no moving parts to this. You just have to break through that aluminum.
So is it rated this because it needs to be rated this, or is it rated this because it is actually that strong?
It's the category. So this is auxiliary equipment, and that's the category that they put it in, the 38 kilonewton or 39 kilonewton range. Not passing pulleys are super good enough. However, not all not passing pulleys are created equal, and there's a lot of antique not passing pulleys on rigs out there that are not at this quality level.
What was the other test we were going to do?
We're curious to test the full strength tie-off feature.
What do you think of full strength tie-offs?
It's from a bygone era. We really don't do full strength tie-offs anymore because we have force limiting in our systems. If we're doing a track line, we've got a device in there that's going to slip at a known rate, like those MPDs slip.
So you'll see that this has a hole, and you'll see that this comes unscrewed, and you'll see that this fits in here. And if you do that, it is locked, but it still opens. This doesn't turn, which means you can do the high strength tie off. SMC has this version where the pins go all the way through. When the pins are in there, it cannot be opened. We extended this whole thing out to put a line scale in to measure how much force the knot is seeing, because if this breaks at 20, but this only sees 14, that will be interesting. Ow! Shit! Ow! Shit! I have never had that wall hit me before. It knocked the freaking phone out of my hand. We really need to work on our catches. That sucked. All right, so that broke. That did what we expected. Tom, would you like to grand reveal that? 6. That's way lower than I thought it would be.
So it worked.
It's reducing how much the knot sees.
It's only saying 25%.
Yeah, so if this was at 30 kN, which would be, let's say, full strength, this would be seeing 10, which means it would not break the knot, which means you're getting full strength.
It's still a bunch of equipment and time that we don't need.
Just tie the damn knot.
Just tie the knot.
Oh yeah, and there I am standing until it knocks. Oh, that's what it felt like.
And make sure if you're using this, if you have a track line, that you've got a force limiting device on the other side. To get that 20 kilonewtons of force in there, that's not easy to do.
This case on the Line Scale 3 and the new Harken Radix, we have a case for as well. We have at hownoto.com, and of course the scales themselves. That is why I don't have to replace this right now. If you watch this channel at all, you'll know how many I have replaced in the past. Yeah. Would you ever just take 2 of these, tighten it, and that would be an independent system where you'd have just a single rope? We're not trying to make this like 2 ropes in the same thing. You just pull it tight and you have a single tight rope.
No.
Okay, so that's just a rope swinger thing, I guess.
We don't do that. The whole full strength tie-off concept is finding its way out of books now as they get revised.
It is interesting how many uses you can have for something like this, and it is nice to understand a little bit more about this. Would you consider a place that you wouldn't need this to be redundant, where you wouldn't need 2 of them?
It just doesn't meet the agreed upon concept of an unquestionable point, because it has a bunch of moving parts and a bunch of things that we can't see. I can't see what's going on with that axle in there. I mean, I know it's super bomber, but we have to draw the line somewhere. So when we look at a rigging plate, this machined aluminum component that has no moving parts, it's really easy to say that is unquestionable.
We actually made an entire video titled, "When is Redundancy Ridiculous?" where we dive into when you may not need it in a rescue scenario. You can go check out that video next. Oh, we broke 2 carabiners.